So 5-second board is shown, and the race about to get underway. There you could see briefly Ben Abbott and Jack Sycamore next to him, but we're watching from the gantry here as the lights go out and away they go. And it's a pretty even start, but I think possibly Ben Shaw from the second position on the grid has made a slightly better getaway as they head up towards Riches for the first time. You see it is Ben Shaw, you can see just in front there as they head down to Riches Corner for the first time in this 15-minute race. The first of 3 this weekend for the MX-5 Cup by 5 Club.
Ali Bray fighting back on the outside. I don't think Ben Hansey made a great start. We turn our way into the hairpin. Here comes up over the curbs Ali Bray, and he's got back ahead of him to take the lead. There's a car that's spun that's going to recover on board with Liam Pomerane in all of this. Just seeing cars disappearing on the left-hand side of the track. Not sure who that was who spun, but on board he's got a good run down towards Palmer, trying to gain positions. It's a frantic start to this race, though, and kind of as you would expect in the MX-5s. And for the lead, Short is still alongside Ali Bray. He's on the inside line. Ben Abbott's got third. He's made a good start in all of this, but it's Short that lead. Not too sure where Ben Hansey is. He hasn't had a good start. There he is. But he's side by side with Courtney Milnes for fifth. So Abbott has the advantage in their little battle.
Back on board with Cochrane, who started on the 7th row of the grid, so right in the middle of a very busy pack of 5 Club Racing MX-5 Cup cars.
The car alongside him, which got right over tight, but just about avoided contact in all of that, and he's got the position back into Oggy. But the leader is Ben Short from Ali Bray. We saw these two battle really well, didn't we, in the championship a few seasons ago when Ali Bray last did a full season of racing, but he's had some time out. I think he did one off race into at Castle Combe last year where he was a race winner, but he's back on track this weekend in a different car to usual, but getting right involved at the front.
Yeah, he was second in the 2017 championship to Ben Short. The two of them are side by side. It looked like Bray had got the lead there as they turned their way into Brundle that time. He still is ahead. Ben Short in second, then Ben Abbott in third position as they go through the confession of the bomb hole. And Liam Cochrane's off the circuit, I'm afraid. He's had a spin in the number 94 car. The man that started in the middle of the grid is going to be rejoining at the back of the grid. You can see in his wing mirror cars flying past him. But here are the leaders as they come towards the end of the first lap. It's 778. That is Ali Bray then leading from Ben Short, number 71, in second place. And then as they all filter out of Murray's through to complete lap 1, it's the top 2 with a little bit of a gap over the rest of the field. Abbott third, Jack Sycamore fourth, and Ben Hansey fifth now. So he's got ahead of Marcus Bailey, but he could do with getting ahead of Ben Abbott here. He's got Jack Sycamore between him and his championship, or second place championship rival.
Off the road there's 91, which is Steve Quenby. So quite a few people have had an incident on this first lap of the race. But hopefully that's all going to calm down a little bit now. We've got 4 for the lead here as Ali Bray and Ben Shaw have Ben Abbott and Jack Sycamore for company. Now, massive moment there. Is that Matthew Short? Yeah,
yes,
it is. In the BS Motorsport car. Not sure what happened on the brakes there for him into Wilson.
But that's Ben's father, of course, number 72. So he's lost a lot of positions, and he's someone that's usually there or thereabouts. He's 9th in the championship coming into this weekend.
A bit crazy at the start of this race, particularly in the mid pack, but it's Ben Short behind Ali Bray, and now there's contact, and that's caused Courtney Milnes to spin. There was a couple of cars that hit each other. She wasn't involved in it, but she's the one that's come worst off, being rotated. This is rather unusual, isn't it, for a 5 Club race and a MX-5 Cup race? It's very clean out there, but
it's a bit scrappy today. There's a bit more scrappiness as well as someone locked up into Agostini. So we're watching Jordan Johnson there, number 92. Who is in 11th position, and he's got behind him, I think, Hayden McDonald and Adrian Johnson now.
I thought it was 97.
It might be 90. We'll pick up on that. It's the 55 car, George King. So Jordan Johnson's got ahead of George King, I think, by the looks of it. That's what's happened in the sort of first half of this second lap of the race.
97 was Keon Donaldson, so it's been a good start to the lap for Jordan Johnson, hasn't it? But for the lead, it is Ali Bray in front of Ben Short. Then as they turn their way through Brundle and Nelson, they've got a gap again to the car of Ben Abbott. I'm not convinced Ali Bray and Jack Sycamore will be scoring points, will they? Because they're probably guest drivers in all of this.
We'll have to get confirmation of that overnight, I think, just to check what the situation is.
But it's not going to affect the overall championship, of course. So back to that run of a second. Bray gets sideways through Coram there. You have to work at these MX-5s. And Ali Bray really hasn't done as much racing as Ben Short, has he, over the years? But he shows how quick he is. Team boss, of course, of AB Motorsport. I think he's just running the car for Jack Sycamore this weekend, so not really too much pressure on as a team boss this weekend. It's all about enjoying the racing, battling with Ben Short. Both of these might be team bosses of different teams, but they get on very well as Ben Short tries to go around the outside into Richie's. Can't do it, so it's Bray that's still in front after 2 laps of what will probably be something like a 7-lap race.
Field streaming through at the end of this second lap. 5 minutes gone, so just 10 minutes of the race left to go now as the cars stream over the line, picking up battles down the order. You can see the number 7 car going through. That's William Pickard, the Huddersfield driver. He's going through. He's outside the top 20 at the moment, so we're getting down towards the back end of the field here. But here are the leaders. It's 778 Ali Bray, who was 0.2 of a second clear of Ben Short at the start of the lap. They're coming up to Agostini now, the left-handed hairpin, about getting off halfway around the lap, and they are still in the same order. Ben Abbott still there in 3rd, Jack Sycamore in 4th, and I think it was Hansi still there in 5th position. But these two nose to tail through that left-hander at Hamilton. Short uses a lot of the curb, possibly more than he intended to, but he's still right with the red car of race leader Ali Bray. That's the Kevin Dengate car, as Josh was saying earlier on. And through Williams now and back onto the Bentley straight they go. There's about 4 car lengths between them as they head down the straight, but Short probably still in a position where he could pick up the toe and challenge by the time they get to the left-hander at the end of the straight. That's Brundle, and then Nelson, which quickly follows on behind it, but I don't think he's showing the signs of doing that just yet, Josh.
No, Ali Bray in the lunchtime interviews was saying how he wasn't overly keen on the Snetterton circuit before this weekend, but how yesterday went when he was quick, he said, oh, perhaps it's a bit more enjoyable, and now he got pole position, now he's leading a race, so I suspect while every lap goes by in this car, he's enjoying the Snetterton circuit more and more. There's a car that's pulled off there, but that's out of harm's way, so the race can continue without any problems. And Ali Bray chucking the car through Coram Curve. The corner get tighter and tighter. Then they turn their way through Murray and accelerate off down the straight. So Bray and Short here pulling away once again from the battle between Ben Abbott, who's having a great season, and Jack Sycamore then trying to go after them. That's Ben Hansi, isn't it? The champion from last year, who's in 5th place, and 6th is Marcus Bailey. But leaders turn their way through Richie's corner then, the first of 3 races this weekend for the MX-5 Cup, and Short is quick through there, so can he challenge down into the hairpin? I think Bray's got that one covered, but he brakes late, which means it's a bit wide. But on the banked Wilson hairpin, I think he's able to deal with that okay. So that's a little bit spread out behind, but then the battle for 7th, that's a little bit closer. Keon Donaldson's pulling away, but then there's 3 behind him. Jordan Johnson, George King and Ian Tomlinson having a decent battle for 8th position. But the best battle really of all is up front. And Ben Short jinks to the inside. And is he going to challenge? I think he decided against it. He did. He's very close though to the rear bumper of Bray. They turn their way through the hairpin, so it does look like Bray is close. Short is close enough to challenge Bray here in any moment. Yeah, that's right. And last time through, Bray did the best lap of the race so far with 2:22.1 as someone locks up there. It's Courtney Milnes. That's about 9/10 outside Ben Short's lap record, which is a 2:21.19. There they are then, coming up to Williams again on lap 4, so around about halfway through this race. 8.5 minutes have gone by of the 15 minutes allocated to it. So, yeah, Ali Bray's just not able to get away, is he? This is the thing. Ben Short sitting right in his wheel tracks. Ben Short, who during the course of this season has won on 11 occasions already. There's been only, I think, 3 other winners during the course of this year. You wouldn't rule him out winning another race. Is that Matthew Short? There's a novice cross.
No, so it's not Matthew Short. It could be one of the other BS Motorsport cars that's come to a halt. There's
plenty of them here this weekend.
Yes, there are, as there always is.
I think the car that retired earlier, by the way, that we couldn't identify was Jake Micklewright. Car number 30 was our first retirement. 34 starters in this race, so we'll work out who the other one was in a moment. That is parked up, I think, in a safe place between Palmer and Oggies, but the race leaders are about to complete 4 laps with Bray. And certain parts of the track look like he's comfortable ahead of Short, and other parts of the track, particularly with a toe, Short is right there. And Bray's indicating to the right-hand side of the track as Ben Short tries to go around the outside of him. But Bray is able to hang on. It was nice of him there to let Ben Short know where he was going to defend. As they turn their way out of Ritchie's down towards Wilson. Short's on the outside. Can he break later? Don't think he's particularly interested in doing that. Perhaps a cutback on the exit of the corner is more what he'd like to do. But no, he's not really. Or has he? Has he got a better exit eventually? Is he drawing alongside? But again, it's the outside line for Palmer. And not sure if we're under yellow flags here. I presume we're not. We get it side by side for the lead.
You'd like to think not. Yes, a bit wheel on the grass there for Ben Short. He's going to be on the outside line though for Agostini, isn't he? And so it's going to be Bray on the inside and Short on the outside. Short breaks later, goes deeper into the corner. Is going to try and get the cut back here on the exit of Agostini, but no, I think Bray's managed to hold that, and they'll go up to Hamilton now.
Not sure.
They are getting alongside again. Left-hander, very fast corner, and Short goes back through. A great scrap between these two drivers. Very competitive. I think there's quite a bit of respect for each other as Bray throws one up the inside at Oggies, and he gets back through 3 corners, 3 different leaders. Oh, and now Ben Short's had to readjust his driver's side wing mirror because I think Ali Bray just rearranged it for him on the way past.
Ben Abbott, that was 3 seconds behind them, has caught them after they've bent 4 corners going side by side. Ali Bray, off mic after the interview yesterday, said he was super keen to win this race today. You can kind of tell, can't you? Ben Short's weaving all over the place as he tries to decide which way to go. Ben Abbott could win this yet. He's there in 3rd place. He's got a great view of all of this, but it is Ali Bray in front. It is Ben Short in 2nd. In 3rd is Ben Abbott. Not too far behind him is Jack Sycamore, who's been caught by Ben Hansey. But through there, Bray's able to get a bit of a bigger gap over Ben Short as they turn towards the end of lap 5. And the last lap, Short did the fastest lap, 2:21.42. A bit closer to that lap record. This lap's certainly not going to be as fast as that one, but it is still 7.78. Ali Bray that leads after all of that, Ian.
Yeah, Short looks a little bit crossed up to me as he exited Nelson that time, but certainly the one that's got into this race now is Ben Abbott, and he was a winner in the first of the 3 races at Brands Hatch last time out. All 3 races were won by a Ben, but 3 different Bens. Ben Abbott, Ben Short, Ben Hansey won the triple header at Brands Hatch last time out. Ben Hansey in this race still back there in 5th position, and we've not seen too much of him here. He's 6 seconds behind the leaders, I think, and about 3 seconds behind Jack Sycamore. So Ben Hansey having a relatively quiet race, I would suggest, by his standards. I mean, well, it's been anything but a quiet race for the 2 leaders, and indeed now for Ben Abbott, who's coming into this equation once again. There'll be 2 more laps to go, including the one that they've just started, I think. And certainly it's the red car. Ali Bray leading the way then from Ben Short in 2nd place, but it was at this part of the circuit when it all started to kick off a lap ago, and we had cars side by side for about 4 corners. It slowed them right up. They were 4 seconds slower than they had been, and that brought Ben Abbott back into this race again. But further back, was that a change for position I saw between Jack Sycamore and Ben Hansey? Yes, Ben Hansey's got through there at Agostini, so that's could be important for him because it means he can now set off in pursuit of Ben Abbott. He could do with finishing ahead of Ben Abbott here from a championship point of view.
Absolutely right. So the leaders a little bit more spread than they were a lap ago, up towards the Williams corner that takes the cars onto the back straight. Just an important corner this for momentum, particularly in these cars. Down the Bentley straight. Good battle for 6th position. We just got a glimpse of there because Marcus Bailey had been caught by Kieran Donaldson, Jordan Johnson and George King. So that's a 4-car battle just in the background for 6th place, but it's hard to take our eyes off the lead battle because Ben Short once again is closer to race leader Ali Bray as they turn their way down into Nelson. And every moment that when Ali Bray looks like he's pulling away, you kind of wonder if Ben Short's caught him again. But yeah, there is a few car lengths between them here, isn't there? With Bray in front, perhaps using a bit more road than what Short behind him is. There's that battle for 4th, which changed on this lap. Ben Hansey ahead of Jack Sycamore, but through Coram, Ben Short trying to carry as much speed through the corner as possible and gets closer perhaps therefore to Ali Bray with 1 lap to go.
Yep, so up to the line they come. 14.25 minutes have gone, so they'll be going on to their final lap. There is Jack Sycamore trying to get 4th place back away from Ben Hansey. Meanwhile, for the lead, Ben Short pulls out of the slipstream. He now dives to the inside line as they go up to Rich's corner, but Bray covers the move off as they turn into the first right-hander of this final lap. So it's still Bray, number 7.78 ahead of 71 Ben Short. They've just eked out a little bit of a gap over Ben Abbott again, and Abbott in turn is about 3 seconds clear of that battle between Abbott and Hansey. There is Ben Abbott now in third place, and there's Hansey with Sycamore right behind him, I should say, in the 881 car.
The reason they're pulled away in is because Ben Short's just on a new lap record, a 2 minutes 20.97.
Yeah, that's under his 221.19 mark. So that's quite something, as he sort of was trying to narrow the gap to Ali Bray. So into Agostini for the final time then. Short goes quite deep into the corner. He's going to try and get the cut back again on the exit. No, he sort of follows Bray around there. So what do we reckon? Is it going to be a move at the end of the Bentley straight, Josh?
We know that Bray's good on the brakes, don't we? We saw that, how he got his lead back 2 or so laps ago. So Ben Short will be conscious of that, but certainly the slipstream is something to consider, isn't it, in these cars? He's over the grass, is Short on the inside of Oggy's there. Again, trying to carry as much speed through the corner. So he's really had his work cut out here by Ali Bray. A fantastic performance on his return for Bray. 14 months out of the car. Well, in a race situation, I think he has driven cars since then on circuits, but in a race situation, a different type of thing. So can Ben Short grab the lead away on the last lap? Looks like something's happening in the background as yellow flags out, but the leaders don't need to worry about that. And into there's the bumper of the car, and well, there's a different car that caused the yellow flag, which is the 90 car of Andrew Robinson. But for the lead, with 3 or so corners to go, it's Ali Bray in front, but this isn't over yet.
It's certainly not. So through the bomb hole they've gone towards Coram, and then they've got Murray. So this is a really difficult couple of corners now. It's quite difficult to execute a move at Murray's, but Ben Short's going to have a go, I think. Or is he? Which way is he going to go? Is he going to go into the left-hand side of Bray? No, he's not. He's not really going to make much of an attempt at all. I think he's too far back to get the run on him up to the line and win the drag race. So it looks like it's going to be Ali Bray then, who wanted to win this race very badly indeed. He's actually won it very well indeed, because up to the line he comes, and Ali Bray wins round 17 of the Switch MX-5 Cup by 5 club. Second goes to Ben Short, third to Ben Abbott, fourth to Ben Hansey, and fifth to Jack Sycamore, and the rest are quite a long way back, Josh.
They are. Marcus Bailey was in front, and he's no longer. I don't know where he's gone, because Kean Donaldson and Jordan Johnson were through next. Marcus Bailey lost a couple of places then. He dropped to 8. His lap time was quite a bit slower during the course of that race than the two around him. So he started well, perhaps didn't end quite so well. George King and Ian Tomlinson completed the top 10. But Ali Bray looked absolutely delighted with that victory. More live on-board cameras for you on Alpha Live. Great to have this coverage of club motorsport that Alpha Live provide, with not just external views, but onboard views as well.
And that's Liam Cochrane, who's 23rd position at the start of the lap. We'll see if that's where he brings it. Of course, he had that spin. I think it was the first lap of the race when he goes over the line there to take. Does he get 23rd? Yeah, I think he does. So 23rd position for Liam Cochrane in the end.
He did his personal best on the last lap, so getting quick all the time. And his pace would sort of slot him within the top 15, so that bodes well for tomorrow's race.
Well, he qualified 13th, didn't he?
Right,
So
okay.
that's sort of about right. But it was just that spin on the first lap, really, that caused him to drop down the down the order. Well, that was a very exciting race, wasn't it? With Ali Bray and Ben Short, particularly that sort of lap halfway through the race when they spent half of it alongside one another. I thought it might end in tears. It didn't, which was a relief to all.
I guess that shows their experience, but perhaps there was some contact with maybe the less experienced drivers earlier in the race. We have two drivers that have been around for a little while. They know not to get involved in any kind of silliness, but it was a move you don't really see in MX-5 racing that often, quite as bold as it was from Ali Bray to dive back up the inside. Perhaps maybe help because Ben Short had gone past a corner you don't generally overtake, but let's take a look at the results here.
Yeah, treble 7, Ali Bray taking the win by just under 0.4 of a second in the end from Ben Short, who in second place, 71, broke his own lap record. Third to number 93, Ben Abbott. Crucial extra points for him in his battle for second place in the championship with number 1, Ben Hansey, who finished 4th. Jack Sycamore was 5th in 881. Bit of a gap back to Kean Donaldson, a very good 6th place for him in number 97, ahead of Jordan Johnson. Slightly troubled with Marcus Bailey towards the end. George King, 55, and Ian Tomlinson, number 9, rounded out the top 10. Courtney Milnes, she got caught up with an incident on the first couple of laps and finished in 11th place in the treble 7 car, ahead of Hayden McDonald and David Abbott. Then Lloyd Huggins and Matthew Short, he had a spin, didn't he, as well, before coming home in 15th position. Then Adrian Johnson, Peter Griffin, Matthew Pennefather-Neal, James McCann and Stephen Robinson round out the top 20. For the back, Liam Cochrane, as we said, he finished in 23rd position, sort of in a bit of no man's land in the end, in between Daniel Watkins and Nico Favreau. William Pickard, 25th, you can see. And Steve Quemby, he was another driver to have a spin on the opening lap, number 91, finished in 30th. And I think there was a handful more cars, yes, the last few over the line, Jeremy Rivers-Fletcher and Andrew Robinson. We lost Billy King and Jake Micklewright during the course of that first of 3 races this weekend for the Switch MX-5 Cup by 5 Club. So that's all the Mazdas for today. There's more action from them tomorrow with 2 more races. I think the first one is the first race of the day tomorrow at about 9:45, so bright and early, just after breakfast. And we are ready to go down in Parc Fermé. Matt Suckling is with Ali Bray.
Thanks, Ian. Yep, down here with our race winner from the MX-5 Cup, and it's Ali Bray on his return to racing. Ali, that was fantastic. How did you find that race?
That was hard work. Ben Short is like phenomenal in these cars. And yeah, that was the longest 15 minutes of my life, to be fair. When we came round and there was still another lap to go, I was like, can't just get the flag out. But a great hard racing with Ben. It's great to be back. Got so many people to thank. Mike Coomer's given me his tyres for this weekend. Kevin Dengate's given me his car. My wife, here she is, does everything for me. And a couple of weeks ago, my grandma passed away. And I said to her that the next race I do, I will win. So, sorry, this is a big win for me.
You did a really proud, Ali. That was a fantastic drive indeed. She'll be looking down on you on what was a great defence, I have to say, because Ben was trying at every single corner, just like he does. He puts so much pressure on everyone, and you did a great job to hold him to the line. We thought there might be a charge to the line there, but you did well.
Yeah, I was hanging on for dear life, to be fair, towards the end. The last 2 laps, the car really started to break away on the exit of corners and stuff, but it's great to go toe-to-toe with Ben like that again, and I hope it was good to watch.
It was fantastic, and of course you've got to do it now another 2 times this weekend. You've got 2 more races to come tomorrow.
Yeah, I got that one for my grandma, so pressure's off now. That'll be easy for the rest of the weekend.
Good stuff. Well done, Ali. Many congratulations. Great to have you back as well.
Thank you very much. Cheers, guys.
There we go, Ali Bray, winner of that race. Let's grab in Ben Short as well. He's had multiple wins so far this year. Ben, you were looking for another one there, but Ali did a great job to hold you off.
Yeah, I mean, Ali was testing yesterday and was really quick, so I've nicknamed him Ballistic Bray. He was second up the road, so to be fair, I'm pretty happy to have been able to hang on. But yeah, there's places where he's better, and there's places definitely where I'm stronger. So I will see what's in the book of tricks for tomorrow. But he pulled a mega move on me in the way to Augies. I thought I'd had it done, and then yeah, he got me back there. But we won't let that stop us have another go tomorrow.
Yeah, we all guns blazing for the 2 races tomorrow. Great year you've had, of course. You're going to try and round it off with a nice couple of wins tomorrow.
Yeah, it'd be nice to. I mean, championship's done and sorted. We got to focus on the customers as well, because we could be second or third with a customer. So we're still focused, but the pressure's off down to the championship win. So we're just having a nice weekend, and it's good to have Jacopus and Ali back out. So yeah, it's going to be a nice weekend.
Good stuff. Well done, Ben. We look forward to much of the same tomorrow as well. So well done to Ben Short in 2nd place. And that's all we've got time for down here with the top 2. We'll have more from the Mazdas, of course, tomorrow. But for now, we're going to move on with the PBS Brakes Hot Hatch Championship. So back to Ian and Josh.